everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's KelsTells, and today we are going to be talking about how to figure out membership for each individual chapter. So let's go ahead and get started with Alpha Kappa Alpha. As you can see, we're going to go to the membership page and then take a look at what all they offer in terms of membership. As you can see, they have some information about membership in general. We're going to go to the prospective members section and see what that information is all about. First of all, I want to point out that membership is by invitation only with Alpha Kappa Alpha. That is with undergrad as well as grad chapter. And also take a look at their anti-hazing policy that they listed on their page as well. Some people will overlook that, but I think it's important to point out that all organizations have an anti-hazing policy. Okay, so taking a look at the prospective members page, they have some information listed for undergraduate as well as graduate membership. There is some information in regards to what GPAs are required for each of those particular degree levels, as well as what they classify as a undergrad and what they classify as a graduate interest. And I'll give you all a second to just look at that, but you can go on the website to review it yourself. But just to give you guys a little overview of what you'll be looking at on the page, they have some information on, like I said, undergraduate membership as well as graduate membership. And I want to point out that for Alpha Kappa Alpha, their membership process is called MIP. So take a look at that section of the process when you're looking at it. It also talks about the process of formal rush itself, what they consider to be part of the rush process, as well as things that you should and should not be doing as someone who is interested in joining their organization. They have some rules set there that you should definitely pay attention to if you're seeking membership with them. If you ever have any questions about the verbiage on the website, you can always contact the organization, but I'm just highlighting some tidbits that I think are important or that you should consider. One thing I want to point out is the undergraduate membership interest application that you can click on. Is really helpful if you're just looking for something to use as a reference. You see they have a applicant pre-rush instruction list that you can use with some little things to check off on there that I think would be really helpful for anyone who is just looking for more information, or if you're a nerd like me and just like to do a little more research. I think this would be a helpful resource for you. One question that I get more often than I would like is, do you have to be in grad school in order to be a graduate member? And I want to point out that each website states what's required to be a graduate member, and it says it right there for Alpha Kappa Alpha. You need to complete your 4-year degree. For them, it's with a C or better cumulative, or excuse me, C plus or better cumulative average, as well as any other information. And it says right there that it is by invitation only and not solicited. I've mentioned this in some other videos. With the grad chapter with Alpha Kappa Alpha, they do not appreciate you reaching out to them for membership, so just bear that in mind. If you guys would like a video on how to get that invitation, you can enroll in my intake prep course. But there's some information about the MIP process for grad chapter, as well as information about being a legacy and those requirements, as well as some frequently asked questions that you can ask in regards to membership, how that will be applicable to you if you fall under that category. The last thing that I want to point out, if you are a person who does extensive research, is the expelled members list. A lot of organizations, including the sororities, will have this list provided to you if you're just interested in knowing what chapters do not offer membership due to their current status as being expelled or under suspension. Every organization has this, and I'll point this out later in the video because there's something else that I want to show you guys in relation to that. Let's move on to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Let's go to their membership page. Now, I'm going to be honest, with the Deltas, it is a little harder to find that laid out information, but I just want to point out to you what they offer on their page in terms of what you can find. The main things that I will point out to you guys that I think would be important to look at is their anti-hazing statement, their notice for applicants and candidates, as well as the frequently asked questions. Disciplinary action we will get to in a moment. So let's take a look at the applicant candidate information. So on this page, you can see a summary of their policies as well as what they expect from you as an applicant or someone who's interested in the organization. I want to point out that Delta Sigma Theta also talks about how they do not approve of any chapter traditions or chapter practices that is not sanctioned by the sorority. So if any chapter is asking you to participate in something that is not listed in their policies, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. Frequently asked questions is probably where you're going to find the most information regarding the interest version or interest information to Delta. They have their collegiate information on there, as well as information for anyone who wants to join graduate chapter. Just like Kappa Alpha, they have the GPA requirements, the graduate level requirements, and any other tidbit that they think would be useful to you. And just like Kappa Alpha, they state what is required in order to seek graduate membership, which is that 4-year degree from a college or university. So make sure that you check out those requirements for that portion. And if you keep scrolling, you'll see more information about compliances, the hazing policy, and how to gain initial information. And then the frequently asked questions is where you're going to probably get the most information that people would typically ask about joining Delta Sigma Theta, that I think would be a helpful resource to you too. Moving on to Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, we're going to go to their membership page and take a look at information on how to become a member. They also have a little link that talks about the benefits of membership that I'll click on later for you guys. But how to become a member, we see the minimum education requirements for undergrad as well as graduate chapter listed for you below. If you scroll a little more to the bottom, you'll see some information about their discipline policy, just like Kappa Alpha and just like Delta Sigma Theta. You see the running theme of disciplinary problems and disciplinary policies that each organization has in place. They really want you guys to pay attention to this information because it is important if you're planning on joining an organization to know what is allowed and what isn't allowed by each sorority organization. Final thing that I want to point out with Zeta Phi Beta is they have a auxiliary, or they have 2 auxiliaries related to their sorority for anyone who is just seeking membership with the sorority and they're not ready to become full-fledged members. Like Sigma Gamma Rho, the Zeta Phi Beta sorority has youth affiliates as well as Amicae, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, or Amici, whichever way, for people who are just wanting to be a part of the organization in a helpful capacity other than seeking full membership. For each organization, I would also like to point out that they have a contact page, and I'm just going to go through where you can find each of those for each organization for anyone who's never visited the sites before. So this is Zeta Phi Beta, and then we're going to go to Kappa Alpha again for you guys to take a look at. And then lastly, Delta Sigma Theta, because I didn't run through those in the beginning for you. So here is Kappa Alpha again. We're going to go to their membership and then the sorority locator or chapter locator page. So we're just going to run back through this really quickly. Chapter locator, and then you can search by region, you can search by state, and you can also search by chapter type on their particular website. So if you need any assistance with that, that's where you can find that information. And then let's go back to DST. We're going to go to the contact, and for their page they actually have a kind of like an inquiry box for you guys to submit. So that's for you guys to take a look at. Lastly, we're going to take a look at Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, and I have to admit, I was thoroughly surprised by our new website because we were relaunching it, and this is literally my first time looking at it. So, oh, look at how nice that looks. It looks so pretty. Let's just take a moment and just appreciate this for a second. Sorry, I'm biased. Okay, so let's just click the Join Sigma link at the bottom, and this is just some information on where you can get information for anyone who wants to join Sigma Gamma Rho. So on this page, they have information about undergraduate membership as well as graduate membership, and then when you go to click the link for find a chapter, you can see each region, their regional officers, which I think would be a good resource for anyone who's just looking for preliminary information. They also have their social media links where you can follow them if you can't find them via email. It just makes it a little bit easier. So that's all the chapters or all the regions for Sigma Gamma Rho. So let's skip ahead to just information about undergraduate and graduate membership. Just like for the other sororities, they have their undergraduate requirements as well as their graduate requirements for membership. And it's just offering some information about that on this page. And then there you go. There's that intake hazing policy that I keep bringing up to your attention. So make sure that you click on that if this is the organization that you want to join. This page, we have the membership requirements for undergrad. It's talking about potential graduate members as well as undergraduates. So make sure you look at that. And then that find a chapter link is right there for you to click again. I'm just going to go back through it just so you guys can get just a better view in a second. And it's also talking about how you can join at a local chapter if Sigma Gamma Rho is not in your area. And we've talked about that with regional membership. Make sure you check out that link on my YouTube. This is just another overview of the regional membership for you guys. I just like how it's all laid out for people like me who likes to do a little extra research. There we go, Southeastern region, my region. Using the menu bar to get information about membership, we're going to click on membership or hover over it. It's a little tricky, so hover over it and then joining Sigma. Our process is called the torch process, and as you can see, all the information that I'm providing is information that you can find online. It is public knowledge, so I'm not taking from anything that is related to my sorority. This is everything pulled from each organization's website. Our process is called Torch. That's where you can find the information about the application process as well as our education and training. It's all laid out for you. There's the hazing and disciplinary policy that I want you guys to take a look at too. It's all available for you guys to see. And then also the last thing that I want you guys to take a look at is affiliates. Anyone who is interested in joining the organization who is not quite ready to be a sorority member, or it's basically for people who don't have an undergraduate degree. For us, we have our Philo affiliates and our Rowers and Rosebuds. Rowers and Rosebuds are the children, and then Philos are our friends. So all that information can be found on our website if you're interested in joining either one of these affiliates. Like I said, you can use the contact information that we have above. Now, jumping into specific organizations, I'm going to use my previous school as an example. If you want to learn more information about the fraternity and sorority life for your school, I recommend doing this. So you're going to go to their fraternity and sorority life and take a look at their policies that they have available for you guys. UofSC has their information posted right there for anyone, parents or students to look at. We also have our student organizational conduct listed on here. So anyone who's been involved in misconduct or any disciplinary action, those names are listed on our university's website with anyone who's participated in anything that was against the academic integrity. For our student life office, they have everything listed there. This is the most recent one that I'm going to pull for you guys, and they have no shame. They'll list all the organizations that have been involved in it. And the same thing can be said for national fraternities and sororities. This is Deltas that I mentioned earlier. And then we have Zeta Phi Beta and Sigma Gamma Rho. I could not find on the new website, but I know that we have it posted as well. But I hope that you guys found this video helpful. Give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But I hope that you guys found this video helpful, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.